This is INCRadio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Sister Celine Barrientos, and for INC Radio Orange County, California's upcoming broadcast, we'll be sharing our 2024 goals and discussing our most successful accomplishments from last year. Come join us on Saturday, January 20 at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to share your most desired goals. To watch more fun content, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, INC Radio DZEM 954. Hope to see you there!
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us here today on INC Radio, Orange County, California. My name is Brother Julian Sistoso from the local congregation of Anaheim. Today is currently Saturday, January 20. The time is 9:02 a.m. in the morning, and it's about 58 degrees Fahrenheit, and I believe it's going to start raining pretty soon. So let us know what time it is wherever you're tuning in from and what the weather is looking like in your area. So some ways to tune in for our broadcast today. We have INCradio.org and, of course, INC Radio DZEM 954 on YouTube. I'll pass it over to the handsome Brother Andrew for our program rundown.
Thank you to our brother handsome Julian here. And now for our program rundown. We have our reading of comments, greetings, and shoutouts, and we have our honor activity, our vision for 2024, and our main discussion, the importance of setting our goals. Now we'll be moving on to our CFO in action for current updates here in the District of Orange County, California.
Hello, this is Sister Jaden Carlos, and I will be leading this week's CFO in Action, where we will be showing recent activities happening here in the District of Orange County, California. We recently had the INC Giving Symposium on January 12th, as well as the INC Cinema Casting Call on January 13th and 14th, already starting off the year strong with these exciting projects. This wraps up our CFO in Action for this weekend. Stay tuned for more upcoming activities and make sure you subscribe to our INC Radio DZEM 954 YouTube channel. This was Sister Jaden Carlos, and now I would like to turn it over to our hosts.
Thank you so much, Sister Jaden, for leading us in our CFO in Action. I think Sister Jaden's actually here today, and Sister Celine as well. Why don't you come join us on the set, sisters? Okay, if we can have our lovely guests introduce themselves.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Sister Celine Barrientos from the local of Anaheim.
My name is Sister Jaden Carlos, also from the locale of Anaheim.
Well, we have an Anaheim-filled broadcast today as we discuss our goals for this year. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our on-air activity, which is called Our Vision for 2024. So a little bit of a backstory, going into planning this broadcast, with January, the new year, right? It's always important for us to kind of look back on what we accomplished for 2023 and kind of look ahead for what we want to do in 2024. So, our on-air activity today is kind of a reflection of how we envision this year to go for ourselves. Fingers crossed, everything, goes the way that we are hoping it to be. But let's go ahead and get started with our on-air materials. If we can have our Kuya Tech open it up for us. So as you can see, it's what do you envision for 2024? So the four of us, we're just gonna go over, the pictures that we presented to kind of represent what we're hoping this year to be for us. So if we can go to our first slide, let's see who it is. Oh, dude.
Oh,
who made this one? I wonder who that is.
So this one is mine. Sorry, this is a bit hard for me to see, but I have a couple of things on there. We'll just start from left to right, so it's easier for all of us. So first off, there's a cute little dinosaur there that's light blue. I do want to make more arts and crafts this year, especially when I'm on my break. I think it's just very relaxing for me. And then for a couple of these images, there's a library and there's a book with tea. I wanted to, increase because I'm a college student. I'm a second-year college student.
Wow.
that's going through it right now. Not necessarily the best of in terms of education, but I do want to focus on my studying.
Yeah.
And then the fireworks, I do like watching the fireworks since there's a we live in Anaheim. There's
Yeah.
a
Romantic. Huh? Just kidding. He's focusing on school.
yeah, focus on school. And then this very last one um it's a weird picture of rocks being balanced, and it's just like what my title says, balance, and I want to balance all these things this upcoming year,
Nice.
or this year rather. It's
Yeah.
already 2024. So
Nice. That's great to
Yeah.
hear, Brother Andrew. Really quick, we do want to give a special shout out. I believe our district minister Kahanzo and assistant district minister Kadrol are joining us on INC Radio today. So thank you, Paul, for tuning in. Thank you, everyone, for showing your support to INC Radio Orange County, California. It's funny, Brother Andrew, when I saw that your word to describe it was balance, like it made me change mine because I wanted to use balance too. So really quick before we go on to the next slide, why did you choose balance to kind of describe as a one word description for your vision for this year?
I think balance is just it's a good blanket term for everything that, when we're going through difficulties or problems, it's always, that word always comes back to me as
Yeah.
some sort of solution or some sort of synonym of balance. Whether you're going through something, but then maybe you should just think of it more of the outside and just think of it less of what the problem is, but rather how that problem works overall throughout your life. And for me, it's just a simple way of saying, just keep calm and keep things simple and don't overthink too much.
Wow, some words of wisdom, early this morning.
It's only the new year, My wisdom might go.
Like go down. No, I really like what you mentioned. You said like through the ups and the downs, right? You still got to try to find a way to balance everything.
Yeah.
That term, it's kind of like an umbrella term. It can be applied to not just your schedule, but
Mhm.
yourself, right? It can
Exactly.
kind of be seen as like a reminder. Thank you for sharing. We could go on to the next slide. I believe. Let's see whose slide it is.
Ooh, I like this
Ooh,
one too. I wonder
okay.
whose this is.
So this is mine. The term I used was growth. I initially wanted to use balance, but
Sounds good.
I feel like growth might be a little more fitting for myself. I would think so. The four pictures I have career. It's a scramble of letters that spell career. I also have a picture of what it looks like, some fruits. I see
There's a couple of hearts there.
like hands and hearts.
Mm.
And then so I'll just go over. So the first picture, career. I think that picture kind of represents where I'm at in my life right now. I'm trying to figure out how to get to my career. And I feel like those background, the tiles, it kind of shows like it can get a little difficult. It can
Yeah.
get kind of messy at times, right? You might not know exactly what's going to happen, but in the long run, right, there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? So I
Exactly.
think that growth for me is very hopeful growth. And then
Yes.
I'm also trying to take better care of my health, my diet, and also physical activity. I'm just trying to take care of myself more. I find that doing these things kind of just helps me feel better. You look good, feel good. So
Yeah, food is good. Food is healthy.
and then the next picture that just in relation to growth in different relationships. Friendships, I think, are very important. There's also a lot of people that us as church officers, we work with a lot of other people. And
Right.
you always want to keep good relationships with those that you work with. I want to improve and grow in my relationship with my family, my loved ones, um, and all types of relationships
Yes,
are
all
important.
types.
And then the last picture is actually in terms of leadership. I'm not really
Oh.
sure like how to accurately describe that picture too well, but as we're all leaders in the church. I find it's important for all of us to be able to grow in these different aspects.
Wow. So that's also a lot of wisdom and knowledge coming from Clay Julian. Let's move on to our next slide.
Let's see who this is.
Okay.
Sister
I wanna-
Jaden.
So my mood board is all pictures that I took myself or take like in my camera roll. I just wanted to make it more personal to me. My word is focus because for this year I want to be able to focus on the different aspects of my life that are important to me. So For the very far left, that's a picture of my family. Shout out to Sister Narissa, Carlos, Brother Jay, Carlos, Brother Brendan, Carlos, my parents, and my brother. Um, that was for the Thanksgiving end of year 2023. Hoping I can get more pictures of them like that in the upcoming year.
Oh.
And then right next to that picture is the four of us in our togas. We are actually all choir members, so I want to be able to
Wow.
focus on that duty especially. I've been a choir member since the children's worship service back when I was 7 years old, right until now. And I'm turning 20 this year, so that's almost like 13 years in choir, if I'm doing my math correctly. I believe that's
Math is mathing.
it is mathing.
I hope so.
And then right next to that picture is a picture of feet. Specifically at the gym. I don't really want to expose my progress. So this is my way of saying like I want to focus more on my health, being able to make more time for working out, especially because I started falling off further into 2023 because I got really busy. So I need to start making more time for that again. Right next to that picture is a picture of the sky right outside my work. One day when I got out early, the sky was really beautiful. I just wanted to capture that in that moment. I put it in this mood board because I want to focus on, the calmer things in life, being able to appreciate nature and, the beauty that God placed on this earth.
Wow.
And that also ties in with that picture right on the bottom, right below my family and I. That's a picture of me outside and enjoying the nature. I thought it was a beautiful building and beautiful nature around
The
it.
aesthetics.
Yeah. I also included that picture of me because I want to be able to focus on myself as well, like the things that I need to make myself better and to be able to incorporating Andrew's word, balance everything in my life.
Ooh.
Right next to that is a picture of me and some friends. Want to be able to focus on friendships, just like Brother Julian mentioned. Really important that you maintain relationships with people in your life, your loved ones. It's really a good thing to have when you're feeling alone. It's definitely nice to have people you can trust. And then right next to that is a picture of my bed and all my stuffies on my bed.
Aw.
I just
Which one's your favorite?
I
Sorry, it's a
don't
tough
know.
question.
Honestly, I don't know. Like I feel like I interchange and cuddle with one each night. There's one specific one that I'm having in my arms when I'm sleeping. But I included that picture because I want to focus on being able to organize. So that I feel like is a really nice organization picture. Want to be able to organize my life as well as I organize my bed.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the vision for this year, Sister
Yes.
Jaden. Hopefully
Focus.
everything, yeah, hopefully everything is focused enough for you.
Mhm. Thank you.
Let's go on to our last but not least, Sister Celine.
Okay, so for this one, I chose love. So I'm not gonna go through every single picture, but as you can see, I am. And so these pictures are with all my friends. So actually, I want to give a shout out to Ate Ellie Rose. I love Ate Ellie Rose.
Aw.
She's one of my favorite Ates, and I chose love because I just want to um radiate love throughout this year because last year and the previous years I've always been a little negative. I would look at the less positive side of things, and now moving forward I want to be able to look at or be able to see the silver lining in every situation. Yeah.
That's so cute.
That
So
is.
awesome. I love everyone's vision for themselves. I like that we're kind of taking this new year with as like an opportunity for us to, create a different type of goal.
Yeah.
Not just there's nothing wrong with just regular goals for ourselves, but we're also kind of trying to envision of what we kind of want this year to be. So thank you, team, for everyone and for everyone's support and showing our vision for this year. We can go ahead and take down the slides now. And yeah, I mean, how did you all feel putting these pictures together? We all knew like the theme was your vision for 2024. I know we all talked about why we chose those pictures to kind of represent ourselves, but how did you feel, when you're putting those things together? Andrew, feel balanced?
Definitely not at that moment. But for me, it was a little bit difficult because you're trying to envision this whole new year.
Yeah.
You're trying to make a vision board. and then you don't even know what's gonna happen. And
That's a good point.
it's only what, 21
20
days if you're
20
in the
days in.
Philippines. And there's already a lot of stuff that has happened. But I also, I like what Sister Jaden and what Sister Celine put on their vision board. They have pictures from from the past.
Mhm.
And I think it's so nice because even though it's a vision board for 2024, they already have some aspects of it from the past. And they're only trying to make it or improve upon it.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about that's what I like about
that too.
their vision
Yeah,
boards.
focus and the love. So that was it for our on-air activity for today. Before we move on to our main discussion, I think we'll go ahead and read some of the comments. We've seen a lot of comments so far. Good morning, Orange County, from Brother Justin. Thank you, Brother Justin, for tuning in. Ate Regine said, good morning, everyone. We have Sister Anna. Good morning from Riverside. Who else is joining us today, Brother Andrew?
We have Brother Kobe from #Montclair. And also from Montclair is Kamarvin. Thank you for Kamarvin for
Thank you
tuning
po,
in to
Kamarvin.
our broadcast. And also Kadjo Velasquez, thank you for tuning in from Long Beach. Who else do we have here?
And Sister Anna saying, having a vision really helps prioritizing, especially when things get busy. That's a great point. That's
That is good.
exactly kind of what Brother Andrew was talking about with that balance.
Yeah, and Brother Kobe says, we don't play favorites in this broadcast, Brother Andrew. We love all stuffed animals. Yeah,
That's
totally.
true. That is true.
It's so
Brother
right.
Kobe said, we all love Ate Ellie Rose, but Pre TJ loves her. Okay, nice, Kobe. Say the fact checking today. All
Yes.
right. Let's
All right.
see. And Sister Caitlin could not agree more. Sister Anna. So everyone
Yes.
likes to have a vision for themselves, even if we can't exactly predict everything that's going to happen. It's a good way for us to try to focus and try to balance on what we want. There's things we can control, things we can't control,
Mhm.
and you just go from there. So I think we'll go on over to our main
To our main
discussion, right, Brother
discussion.
Andrew?
Yes. So now that we've kind of talked about our vision for 2024, we want to kind of include that vision in an overarching sense with our goals as well. So we have a
Mhm.
couple of questions here about our goals. And I think it's very important to start off with the most simple one, not the most simple one, but the most foundational one for sure is why is it important to set goals in the first place? Like, before, there's a reason why we put the vision board for 2024.
True.
But why in our personal lives do we set goals for ourselves? Now, I just want to start because I don't know yet my answer. So I'm hoping that one of our guests do have an answer. So, Sister Celine, do you have an answer to my question?
Can
Here.
you?
Can you repeat the question?
Do you think it's important to set goals for yourself?
I do think it's important to set goals because, like what Brother Andrew said, we don't know what's going to happen in this year. So as long as we have goals, at least we have something to look forward to, even if we don't really know what's going to happen tomorrow or even the next minute, really. But that's why I think having goals is important.
Yeah. Well, I hope I'm still with all of y'all. And with our, with our viewers online.
Beloved
Oh,
viewers.
yes,
You guys are all
yes.
still here in the next minute.
I hope so.
How about you, Sister Jaden?
I think it's important to set goals because it gives us motivation to
Yes.
complete the goal. Because if you don't have a goal and you just kind of roll with the punches, it can be very unexpected. You don't really have any sense of direction without a goal. So it kind of like brings us back to that question about how did you feel making those mood boards. For me, I feel like it was good to make it because I wouldn't have really thought about my goals for 2024
yeah.
if I'm being honest.
Exactly.
Like I feel like I would have just gone with the flow
Mhm.
as I usually do. I don't really ever make New Year's resolutions that I consciously think of. So with the mood board, I was actually able to establish goals. So yeah.
I like that answer a lot,
Yeah.
Sister Jaden.
And I really like that it's something that you can always reference in terms of what you can look forward to in the future, as what
Yeah.
Sister Celine said, and also that sort of direction that you can pull yourself towards when you're lost or seemingly, you kind of don't know where to go
Yeah.
in this new year. And Now, Brother Julian, I also want to ask you that question. Why do you think it's important for you to set goals?
Along the same lines of what Sister Celine and Sister Jaden already mentioned, I think it's also a good way, at least for me personally, to hold myself accountable. Especially with the different responsibilities that we take on. While it's great to give ourselves like encouragement and motivation, I'm also the type to where I can get a little overly optimistic at times. Like I might be like shooting a little too far, for a little too many stars.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, setting goals is a way to be realistic and keep myself accountable for, okay, if I said I want to do this, am I actively doing it? Am I actually trying to do this?
Yeah.
Like what Sister Jaden said, I hadn't really thought about it fully of what I kind of want my goals or vision for this year to be until I was putting those pictures together. And I was like,
Right.
okay, I think growth kind of describes like this type of phase of life where I'm at and what I'm hoping for this year. So I really like the way that you worded that, Sister.
Yeah. And it seems like, if we didn't have that vision board, that we're just kind of like clutching at something so imaginary.
No, yeah, that's
But now
true.
that we do have it and we do have like a solid concrete vision, it seems a little bit more easier to at least attain it.
Yeah.
Or so have steps for it.
Yeah.
So
And actually, really quick, Sister Anna even said that just like yours, Brother Andrew, her vision for 2024 is to balance
everything.
Starting a new job last year took a lot of time out of my day, so I had to adjust the way I spend my time. Congratulations, Sister Anna. And we're glad to hear that your vision is also similar to Brother Andrew's.
Yeah, and it's also because there's a lot of things that do happen. There's always that need to balance.
Yeah.
But as what Sister Anna said, there are obstacles that do come along the way. So it really ties into our next question, which is, we have these goals for ourselves, but what makes them difficult to achieve at times? So
That's a good one.
I want to start with Sister Jaden. I know you said before, when you were going to the gym, you kind of fell off towards the end of the year. So that's kind of like one example, right? But now with this new year, you're kind of getting back into it. So just as like an example, what makes it difficult for you to set these goals and to achieve them?
I'm so glad you asked again because I was gonna ask you to repeat the question. What makes it difficult? Let's see. Well, a lot of people, including myself, do struggle with time management, which I think is the most important thing when it comes to balancing. Like Brother Justin says that you find out that you don't find time, you make time. So very wise, Brother Justin. He's so right about that because as we grow older and we balance more responsibilities, it's harder to find time not just to balance your schoolwork and church life, family life as well. And above all of that, you also have personal struggles, things that will randomly get thrown in the way, which will maybe like keep you from attaining your goal. But I feel like if you just keep that focus, like my mood board, shout out to my mood board, I guess. If you keep that focus and also continue to trust in our Almighty God, I feel like any goal that you set for yourself is reachable.
Yeah. And I also like what Sister Regine put on her comment. My vision for this year is to be more kind to myself. Hashtag Montclair. So I think that's also something that we all should aspire to, is to be more kind to ourselves when we're trying to achieve our goals.
Yeah. And I feel like you want to avoid burning out. I remember we've had a show about burnout.
Yeah.
It's really important that we also take care of our own physical and mental health.
Sister Celine, do you have anything else to add on to that question? Why is it, sorry, let me rephrase the question. What makes it so difficult to reach these goals at times?
Sister Jaden pretty much said everything, but I think what makes goals difficult to reach is there's always a lot of things going on in life, and sometimes it's hard to manage everything. And I think a lot of people shoot for too many stars, like what Brother Julian said, and that's totally fine. But I think that wait, I lost my train of thought again.
Okay, that's okay. Keep going. You got this. You got this. On a side note, I think what Sister Celine said about like shooting for the stars. I just thought, I think it's at least if we set goals for ourselves, it's better to shoot for the stars and then fall rather than not,
That's true.
rather than not setting
Yeah,
anything, right?
that's a different
We're all
perspective.
stars over here.
I got
You
it.
remember?
I got it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say what's so difficult is that sometimes we don't hold ourselves accountable, and sometimes our goals aren't as realistic.
Mm,
So I think as long as we trust in God, like what Sister Jada said, but also put in the work, then I think we'll be able to accomplish all of our goals.
There you
putting
go.
in the work.
No,
I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And how about you, brother Julian? Let's do one more.
It's kind of hard to say anything else that was already
Yeah.
mentioned, but just obviously everyone knows like life gets busy at times, right? It kind of throws you off your path, especially if you might be the type of person who's very routine based, right? You
Mhm.
you follow a strict routine every time, and then if there's a curveball, that
Yeah.
kind of throws you off, right? I mean,
Exactly.
it can kind of make you lose focus, kind of make you lose track of what the goals you had.
Mhm.
Like Sister Celine just mentioned, like if you're not holding yourself accountable, then how can you actually achieve those goals? So even if life gets busy, or if you're going through it with school, you still gotta make the time, or at least try your best to even to reach those goals. And it's actually interesting because a lot of times, let's just face it, right? Maybe on a year-to-year basis, you're not always able to reach every single goal that you want, but
Mhm.
it's okay. I think that's okay. Like you even had the intention to try something new, or maybe you even push yourself to even want to reach those goals. I think it's perfectly okay if you didn't actually reach those goals, because maybe later down the line is when you'll reach it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's a reminder for everyone, to not be hard on yourself. Just like
Exactly.
Dr. Regine
Be
mentioned,
kind to yourself.
to be kind to yourself. We should all be kind and patient with ourselves when it comes to reaching our goals. It might be frustrating at times if we're not able to balance everything exactly as we want, if we're not able to fully grow in everything that we want to do.
Mhm.
It's okay, because as long as you're trying, you're doing your part, and you're trusting in God, then
Yeah.
you'll always be taken care of.
And I really like all of our responses
Yeah.
because we acknowledge that it's difficult, but we're
Mhm.
also aware that yes, it's difficult, but we can still go through it.
Yeah, agreed.
So, but unfortunately, that is all for our time for our broadcast today. We do want to give a few special thanks before we go. We want to give a special thank you to our brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our executive minister, our brother Angelo Arano Manalo, our CFO coordinator, brother Arnel Solano, our station manager, brother Hansel de Jos, our district minister, our brother Alfred Alexis Laredo, who is in our chat today. Thank you both for tuning in, our district CFO overseer, and our brother Emmanuel Andaya, our executive producer. That is all for our broadcast. Please stay tuned in for INC Radio San Diego. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, everyone. See you next time.